Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cantanas podcast. I am John Quintana.
And this is Laika Quintana, and you're here for episode 3?
Yeah, what? 3 podcast episodes already? What are we talking about in this podcast?
Well, we're talking about our recent vlog. Well, it was a very short one, like 2 minutes maybe?
3
Was it?
minutes.
Yeah. And it was something we put for new subs or maybe just old subs that want to know what our vlog is about.
Subs meaning subscribers
Sorry.
on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yes. So basically, that video was just us introducing ourselves
Yeah.
and what we do
Yeah.
and who we are.
Yep. And if you're wondering why we did that just now, is because we had different channels before. What were you?
John was Psalms for him, like was Moments of Impact.
Yeah.
So Psalms for him, actually that my vlog name or YouTube name changed a lot.
Yeah.
Like I think
Like a lot.
I never arrived. I think Psalms for him I wasn't satisfied with the name. I never arrived at the name that I really wanted. So first it was Jesus only or only
Yeah.
Jesus, and then it was for him, through him with the HYMN, and then it was Psalms for him. And so basically what I started with was vlogs.
Yeah.
Just documenting.
You still have a copy of that, or you're gonna?
It's actually now Cantana's music, and all the old videos are
Yeah,
in
it's still
private.
there. Oh, right.
So they're hidden. But basically started with vlogs. And if I can talk a little bit about the history, I actually started, or I was inspired when one of our dear friends passed away. And in the projector screen during one of their wake services was pictures and videos of his life, his experiences with many people. And I thought, life is short, and it would be nice to have memories to look back on, to have like pictures, or even more, maybe say better videos of people you're with, or what you've done throughout your life. So I started with that idea, and so I started vlogging. I started documenting just everything in my life. And then it wasn't really that much of a music channel. I think, like, for me, it was more of a vlog channel.
Yeah.
But I did some covers.
Yeah.
I think my schedule was like once a month there was a cover, and I would talk about the song, or like a verse that relates with the song. So I would do that. So basically just that, vlogs about my life and church, and some covers. That's basically what Psalms for him was. So how about you? What was Moments of Impact?
Well, Moments of Impact came at a later time because I was actually inspired by you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
Just kidding, I
backstory.
did.
Backstory was, well, we were single at that time, and we were in a long distance relationship. And I kind of liked seeing John, have a channel wherein he would somehow document his day, or something like that. And so even my cousin was into vlogging at that time, and so it was he was the one who
He was
inspired
my
me.
inspiration also, one of the many.
Yeah, so I think that was one of the things that really pushed me. But I think more so was just seeing how YouTube was evolving, and how it's not too late to ever start a channel, and how different different topics are on there. And then I just thought of my mom and how many videos I have of her. And I remember being so young and trying to watch all her videos in my room alone and cry myself to sleep. Just crying and crying all by myself. And, I would later be comforted by the Lord and just, move forward. But I think that a lot of those videos it was never seen by public eye. It was, just amongst family and all that. And so I think it was high time that I would do something about it,
Mm-hmm.
and show it to the rest of the world, and really testify of God's goodness in the life of my mom when she was battling with cancer, when
Mm-hmm.
she eventually passed away. And I think it was a great impact, not just for, I think it was really for me. For
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a coping mechanism also for me. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
it was years past
Mm.
already, but it kind of helped me, process a lot of things. And so I think that was really one of the things that I was reminded of, and the reason why I wanted to name it that way. That we have different moments in our life. Actually, it's from a
That's from a movie,
movie.
right? Yeah. What
It's
movie was
actually
that?
um
The
The
Vow.
Vow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Vow.
So it was The Vow. I think one of my favorite movies. And I was just thinking about how true that is, though.
Mm.
I mean, it's not a Christian movie or whatever, but somehow that gave a lasting impact on me,
Mm-hmm.
because I was reminded of how short life is,
Yeah.
and how these moments are just made of these series of life situations. And I think that I wanted to keep memory of that, and to somehow, I didn't have any more videos of my mom, like
Mm-hmm.
present day.
Yeah.
So I was kind of looking backward,
Yeah.
and
That's
it
nice.
was it was a good it was a good thing, because I didn't even imagine that the videos that I had of her were actually,
Mm.
usable. I was like, these are really,
Yeah, the
like,
old
yeah,
videos.
the
Yeah.
old videos, like, they didn't seem like home videos or like old ones. It actually looked like they were
Newly
newly
filmed.
filmed.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of a way for me to, the way I look forward was a way to look back at
Mm-hmm.
how, things were, and how God proved to be faithful, and the things that I learned in the past that I can then learn in the future. And so that's how that
So
was.
yours, moments of impact was actually a more interesting storyline. I really enjoyed watching your videos actually, but looking back also at doing psalms for him,
Yeah.
and at first it was just really documenting and
Mm-hmm.
vlogging style. Like inspirations were like Peter McKinnon. I think every
Everybody.
vlogger's inspiration. I don't know any vlogger who doesn't look up to him, but that was the inspiration. But then later on, I figured out that we could actually share the gospel. This could actually be a digital
Yeah.
ministry,
Yeah.
vlogging. And like you said, like YouTube was filled with different topics, and
Yeah.
so worldly and secular stuff. And there's not much Christian vloggers who actually posted on YouTube and made an impact. So I actually was more, how do you say, intentional in sharing the gospel in my vlogs. A little maybe when I realized that oh, this
Yeah.
could be a means of ministry.
Yeah.
So Psalms for him, I could say, kind of evolved to just like filming and just talking to the camera, to actually
Yeah.
being intentional about the topics that I talk about.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, because I think when I look back, or even right now, everything that you see on YouTube are things that, I mean, there are good stuff
Mm-hmm.
in there. Like, we always go to
Watch, yeah.
YouTube, yeah, just for, tips and
Even
tutorials, and
entertainment
yeah,
sometimes.
entertainment, or just getting the ropes of
Yeah.
things. And so it's been a really nice platform.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, not there weren't a lot of Christians on there.
No.
And there weren't even like churches
No.
on there at that time, because that
Nope.
was before the pandemic. And
Mm-hmm.
then I've only seen churches like really blow up on YouTube now, that with, the whole
Yeah.
pandemic, and then they were streaming their services through there or on Facebook. So it has become a means, and what a missed opportunity if you don't see it that way,
Yeah.
that it could be for ministry.
Yeah, and that's one of the misconceptions that, and the many notions that the older generation had towards online social media. They
Yeah.
always thought of it like
Evil thing.
as an evil thing, or a burden, or like a distraction.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be, everything could be.
Yeah.
Everything could be, but
True.
if you look at it at another perspective, it could also be a means of digital ministry and sharing
Yeah.
the gospel. And I mean, that's where most of the young people are
Yes. And I think there were a lot on Facebook, like a lot of
Yeah,
pages on
Facebook.
Facebook. It was really booming and all that. And I think that's when we also started to see like, oh, there's really an audience for
Yeah,
this. There are people who are
looking
yearning or
for
looking for content such as these. And I think one of the reasons also that really pushed me was the talk that we had. We were still single at that time. It was during the pandemic. It was my social responsibility.
with the youth
Yeah, with the
of the
youth.
Living Word main. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so we were talking about that because we already had the channels and we were already talking about, using social
Social media.
media wisely. And that just also gave me a new fire because at that time, I think I was also really heavily burdened, or like I didn't know I was working and I couldn't juggle doing the vlogs plus work at the same time. But that really also, gave me more just gave me a boost of intentionality also. Cool.
And speaking of boosting up confidence and intentionality, that I actually met in person was Can Santos. I don't know, was maybe the spark in, like, it was still sums for him then, that like if he was doing like short videos on
Yeah.
Facebook, but he had also YouTube, but the way he was just reaching people through his online ministry and sharing the gospel,
Yeah.
so that I think he was like the catalyst for me being intentional. I can also do this. I have a different audience and all that. I can do this. I can share the gospel through this online ministry.
Yeah, and there's just so much room and space out there for Christian content creators. I think one of the things that would probably hold you back is you won't really get that follower
Yeah.
count if you're just, looking out for just the followers or the
views.
views. There aren't a lot, compared to those who are doing gadget
Tech
reviews, or
review stuff.
yeah, or
Yeah.
doing makeup or doing
Or
covers, or
vlogs where they're in
yeah.
expensive hotels
Yeah, or like
or
travel
nice places.
vlogs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly the kind of niche, I guess, that would really gain you that subs or followers or listens even here like on podcasts. I think that if it's really your calling, I mean, if it's really something that
Yeah.
God has called you to do, to use as a means to share his goodness, then
Yeah.
why not? And at the same time, we encourage, not just for our sake so that there will be people listening, but if maybe one of the reasons why is they get discouraged, like, oh, there aren't people who are listening, but that's what we keep telling ourselves, like, just one
Even if just
person,
one person.
even just one person listens to this. I mean, I think the last podcast like had just like 3 listens.
Yeah.
And it would be disappointing if you just
Even our
look at
last
it.
vlog was
Yeah, I mean, like, what? It's with just one person watching or just one person listening and hopefully being encouraged or hopefully being touched by God through that.
us. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna continue it. So I guess that's like, why are we what we are now?
Why are we even here?
Yeah. We're so out of place.
Right. But well, for those of you who don't know, we actually got married, and that's when we changed Psalms for Him, my channel, to Cantanas Music, and then Moments of Impact to just Cantanas.
Yep.
And that's where the vlogs are. That's where all the main, I think that's our main channel. That's our
Yeah.
main YouTube channel. And then the music is where we haven't posted
Yeah, not
in a
yet.
lot. But that's where the music will be, the covers, and
Yep.
maybe original songs,
Yeah.
Lord willing. So, talk about who we are
We are. Well,
and why Cantanas.
just like the vlog all over again.
Yep.
But anyway, so if you're new here or if you're a Filipino, I'm sure you already know that kanta means to sing, right? So that's with a K, kanta.
Yeah.
And I think we were already engaged at that time, and we already knew that somehow we're
Oh,
gonna have
really?
to.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
We
we
were
were
already
already.
talking about the
Yeah,
name
we
when
were
we were
already
still.
talking about the name, but we had like so many different versions. We
Mm.
had like We the Redeemed or
Oh, yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah. I remember. It was still Us the Redeem following Us the Duo.
Yeah, us the
Us
duo,
the
and
Redeem,
then
and then
became We the
the Redeemed,
Redeemed,
and
and then it
then.
just became like, oh, what is it gonna be? It
But we
sounds
had time. We
weird.
had time
Yeah, we
to.
had time to think about it while we were engaged, and so I don't know if it's a thing in different countries, but in the Philippines, like it's such a huge thing to have like a wedding hashtag.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
right.
like such
That's
a
where it started.
huge thing. Like I can't think of an example right now, but people would just merge last names or first names together and make it like a hashtag something. What is it? Like
Example.
okay,
I
my friend got married recently and hers was Para Land Sky Ira. Ay, yeah, Para Land Sky Ira. So it was like balance or something. I don't remember. I'm so sorry, buddy, if you're listening to this. But if yeah, you're in that
yeah, and the
whole trend, that's like a huge thing here in the Philippines. And we were thinking, I don't want to do that.
and people were asking us, what's your
Yeah, what's your
hashtag gonna
hashtag?
be?
Is it
And they
John?
were making
Yeah, making
a lot
different.
of hashtags for us, like our friends.
And it didn't fit, and we
We
also
didn't
didn't
want.
kind of want
Yeah.
one. So we were just like talking about the vlogs and just talking about the channel and what it's gonna be when we're married, and it just didn't seem right to make it just about us or something. And so we thought of, hey, because we do sing at weddings, we sing at we have like some gigs.
Wow, gigs.
No, we have some invites to sing
Yeah,
at weddings
weddings.
or sometimes covers with different
We would worship
team.
together.
Yeah, so we would worship together.
Lead worship.
And so that's one of the things that we love to do together, worship. And so we thought of kanta, but it was still K at that time.
Yeah, it was still K.
And we were like, kanta, something about singing, kanta.
What now? What next?
And then we thought of, hey, isn't kanta like it sounds like quintana, kanta.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it sounded like we were like talking about it. We were thinking about kanta, quintana.
Yeah, kinta. Oh, what about kinta? Kanta, and then it just eventually became kantana. Oh, that sounds nice, like kantana. Then it sounded like Katinas.
Yeah, it was like a
It
Katinas,
sounded
the
like
band.
yeah, Katinas. It sounds like Katinas the band. And then this smart guy over here.
It was the Holy Spirit. Just kidding. No, and then I thought about like, because you're Caparos, your maiden name, and then
Yeah.
I'm Quintana. Why not just so that we could merge Caparos
yeah,
and
Capar-
Quintana,
Quintana.
make the K into C.
C.
So it's equal to Cantanas with a C.
Yeah, so and then we came up with cantanas. Like, yeah, sing with us, but at the same time, it's like it can be a hashtag
It's our
for
family
the wedding.
name,
Yeah, it's our
yeah.
family name. Well, both of us, we had different channels at that time, and now we're merging, and so we're kind of one. So now it's cantanas, but we had the logo and everything that we had to make the cross the center, and
Yep,
so
that was I love
the
our
rest
logo.
is history. So that was a ride.
Yep, we really loved doing that. That was fun.
That was
coming
fun.
up with the name.
Yeah, and we were just doing this through FaceTime, and we were like,
Yeah, I think when did we finalize it? Like
like
8 days or
no. I think it was like months before, like before I flew to Cebu, but like
Oh,
we
yeah,
didn't
I
have like
remember.
a logo yet and
Yeah.
stuff. So we just had the name, just had the cantanas. But when people would ask us, like our close circle, what our hashtag would be, that was already
Yeah.
that what we had in
Right.
mind.
And then like 8 days, if you watch the vlog, 10 days before our wedding day, we changed our names. Facebook,
Yeah,
YouTube,
Made an
Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
Instagram to Cantanas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe talk about what we do and why
yeah.
we're really doing this. You don't want to talk about that?
You should talk about this.
Okay, so we just really wanted to continue what we individually did before.
Yeah.
Make this a digital ministry through the vlogs, and we were already becoming more intentional. We wanted our vlogs not to be just like mukbang or travel vlogs, but we
Not that those are wrong.
yeah, not that those are wrong, but that's
Just
not just who
what
we
our-
are and what we
yeah.
want to do. With every vlog, we really want to talk about Jesus because it's all about Him,
And
and
will
it'll always
be
about Him. And so we're thinking about many things that we can still, many sections or many, how do you call it? Programs programs in the YouTube channel where maybe we'll do some tutorials,
Maybe, yeah.
or like feature some people or some organizations,
We're not
Christian
giving big
organizations.
hints here.
Yeah, we're planning and praying, and we really want to really continue to make this as our digital ministry, our side ministry to what we do physically in our local church.
Yeah.
We preach, we teach, and we share the gospel to the young adults and young people. We want this to be like a supplementary
Yeah.
to our ministry, the digital ministry, really wanting to reach more than we already do. And again, with what like I said, even if that's just one soul from the States or wherever he or she is from, we just really want to make Jesus known through this digital ministry. So basically that's just who we are. And we actually, in general, in the vlogs and in the future videos, we talk about 3 M's.
Oh.
What are the 3 M's?
So first is the marriage.
Yeah,
Is
because
that
we're
right?
married. Yes.
Yeah,
We're married. We're gonna talk about marriage, relationships,
Yes.
love, dating,
all
all
that
that.
jazz.
Your favorite topic. Many people's favorite topic. But
Yeah.
the second M is
Ministry.
ministry. Yes, so we're gonna talk more about church,
Yeah.
what it is like,
Discipleship,
discipleship,
Bible reading.
and all that stuff. Just relationship with Jesus.
Yep.
And then we're also gonna talk about
Music.
Yeah, we still don't know what about music we're gonna talk about. Maybe like the worship team,
Yeah.
tutorials, because
Or
that's
maybe
what
behind the scenes of what we do, like, coming up with songs. And
maybe we could do
writing
that.
songs.
But
yeah.
because mainly if music, it's in our cantanas music
Yeah.
channel. So, but those are the 3 M's that we're praying and hoping to talk about and share more about in the vlogs, and hopefully, just really encourage you through
Yeah.
these videos, through these things that we do digitally.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that are, sometimes we were thinking, there will be different people watching this or listening to this. How do we kind of categorize a certain kind of audience and so on? And probably maybe we didn't. I'm sure there would be people who would just stumble upon this, but we also want to be an encouragement to those who are probably also in the ministry, those who are also in their own local church, or maybe maybe you're curious about the life of a Christian or maybe a pastor's wife. And sometimes there's just this notion, right, that Christians or pastors wives have to be like this holy. And almighty,
like all white.
Yeah, and
like
just doing
walking
everything
slowly,
Yeah.
laughing slowly.
which is like the opposite.
That's not you.
of the other. Like, I think we just want to break that barrier, you know, that living for Jesus, yes, has to be radical, has to be different and set apart from the world, but it doesn't have to be something
Stiff.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
not
the word.
it's not, we're not kind of robots that God is commanding us to do this and do that. We love the ministry, we love this marriage, we love just worshiping God through what we have and what God has given us, and we want to share that with you. And maybe you're just like thinking, I don't want to be like categorized as a Christian, or I don't want to vlog about this and that. Maybe you have a gift in content creation and you want to also talk about God and all this, and you think, oh, I can't because nobody's gonna watch that,
Yeah.
or it's so
Boring.
boring,
Unattractive.
unpopular. But we're here to just live our daily lives for the Lord, and we want you to join us in
Yeah,
that
we want to show
journey.
that part.
Yeah, that it's normal.
We're
The
human
humanity
beings
yeah,
also.
we're humans too. We're not kind of, like we have a set of food that we have to eat,
Yeah.
or certain
Way
things
that we have to act or
exactly
dress.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so what God has been doing is just been really revealing to us, how do we live out the gospel in our lives? How do we live out transformed lives that is set apart from the world, but at the same time that you can look at and not say like, oh, that's so far from who I am, but because we're just the same broken people, and we're the same sinful people, wretched people, like we said in the last
Vlog.
episode
Yeah.
episode
Yeah,
that we
sorry.
had. And we're normal people that
Human beings.
God has chosen out of his grace, nothing that we've done or nothing that we're capable of doing, but really out of just who he is, and we don't want to waste that.
Yeah, we don't want to waste our life, and we just, like you said, we want to show what it's like. And maybe a little plug, that's our next vlog, a week
Ooh.
in the life of a pastor and pastor's wife. And so in that vlog,
You'll see us doing groceries.
Yeah, we're still doing it, we're still filming it, but we really want to show that Christianity is not something that is to be done, but it's who you are. It's what you do every day. It's like your everyday life, and it doesn't have to be. I think really the word is stiff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to where there's just do's and don'ts.
Nor is it just enclosed on a Sunday. Like
Yeah.
some people are just like coming up on Sunday, oh, I'm a Christian, and then the whole week,
Yeah. It's an
God is
everyday
just,
thing. It's a relationship. I mean, if you have a relationship like us, we have a relationship with each other. We're husband and wife. There's no certain day where we're not husband and wife.
True.
And there's no certain day where just on date days that's when we're husband. Every day, it's every day.
Yeah.
Even on the days where we do argue, we fight, we're still husband and wife. So
that doesn't
we
change.
also want to show that
that's
through these vlogs, through these videos, that Christianity, living for Jesus, there's nothing like it.
Nothing like
it's fun. It's really, really fun seeing what God does in your life when you're just obedient to him, when you're just submissive to him.
Yeah.
And we want to show that.
That's one of the things that we are just astounded by, because like I think there was a little bit of struggle like before when I was still working. I mean, I know God has meant for that to take place, for me to really grow in that area of professionalism. But at the same time, like how different it is when God has like already put us here where he wants us to, and really to work on the things that he wants us to work on. It's just like a whole new world. And some people might think of it like, oh, well, how boring is that? But like we're just so amazed, like every day, how the Lord just works, and how yes, it gets physically tiring. Sometimes it gets discouraging when you're handling people and trying to encourage them, and trying to disciple them. But at the end of the day, you know that this is gonna count. This is gonna count in eternity, and maybe we'll die doing it.
So that's who we are.
And that's why we're
cantanas. Well, guys, thanks for listening to our podcast episode 3.
Thank you
and
for
just,
bearing with us.
Yeah. We just really wanted to let you know who we are and what to expect from this podcast and this YouTube channel of ours. And we will boldly ask you to like, to subscribe to our YouTube channels, the Cantanas and the Cantanas Music, and stay tuned for the week in the life of a pastor and pastor's wife. And we just really want to keep doing this, and we hope and pray that we will be an encouragement to our generation and even the generation like after us, even before us.
Yeah.
So that's it for us.
And we'll see you.
We'll hear from
We'll
you.
hear from you.
We still don't know how to end this. It's already our third.
Thank you for listening in, and stay tuned for the next one.
God bless you.
God bless
Remember,
you.
don't waste your life.
Live it for Jesus.
Bye.